Hello everyone and welcome to the channel, and here's Google Apps Updates Roundup number 78, and in this episode I'm going to show you more than 80 new features in Google Apps, and that's happening for two reasons. One, it's been a long time since my last episode, and secondly, Google is insanely active this month. So without further ado, let's jump in. Let's start with YouTube, and here I have 30 new features to share. The first one is under the channel page. Now you'll notice that the banner at the top is no longer filling the entire width and it has more rounded corners. After that, you can tap on this link and you will see all the social media links related to this channel in a floating card at the bottom with the social media icons on the left side. And all the video thumbnails are using these new rounded rectangles. Next, we have a new tab at the bottom right corner called You, and it will show your profile picture. Tapping on it, you will see everything related to your account and library pages in one page. The first thing you will get here is the account switcher. You can access your Google account from here. You can turn on the incognito mode. Plus, you have all your history over here, the playlists, your videos, downloads, and everything as before. And if you want to access the app settings, you can find it at the top right corner. Now let's talk about the changes related to the search, and the first one is the integration of the Home to Search feature within the YouTube app. You will notice here at the top I have two tabs, one for the normal voice search and the other one is for song. Here you can hum the song, you can sing it, you can whistle it, or you can simply play it and it will tell you the song name and then show you the search results. I already created a separate video talking about this feature and it works exactly the same as it works in the Google app, but you no longer need to download a separate app for this because you can get it immediately from the YouTube app. The second change is when you search for any video, you will see a new floating seek forward button showing over the preview, which will allow you to jump in 30 seconds increments. And this will help you get a quick preview for the video before deciding to watch it. And it only appears when you search for videos. So for example, when this video autoplays, as you see, I don't have the same button. Now let's talk about the changes in the player, and we have quite a lot. The first one is the ambient mode is now supported in light theme. It was only available for dark theme, but now you can use it either way. And you'll notice here that my status bar is no longer black, but it uses the same video colors to give me a more pleasing look. And also when I switch to the full screen view, I'm no longer getting the black bars on the sides, but they also use some shades from the video colors to give me a more pleasing look. If you want to activate this feature, you can tap on the gear icon, which also got an updated overlay menu at the bottom. It's more reachable and looks much more modern with more rounded corners. Then you can tap on additional settings and you will see the ambient mode toggle over here. We also got this new lock screen option, which was an experimental feature some time ago, and it simply locks the screen while watching videos in full view to avoid any accidental touches. When you activate this feature from the portrait view, it will automatically take you to the full view and lock the screen. And if you want to unlock it, you need to tap on this very specific area, this floating card that says tap to unlock. And when you do this, now you can use your phone normally. But this is not everything. We still have a lot of hidden features to talk about. The first one, when you tap and hold on the player, it will fast forward in 2x speed until you release your finger. And this was one of the experimental features only available for premium users, but now everyone can enjoy it. The seek bar also got some useful tweaks. First, when you drag your finger over it, now you can see the chapter name, and also the video previews are now in full screen to better see the part you are trying to reach. Not only this, but for example, if you started to seek forward and then you want to cancel what you did, when you come close to the starting point, you will get a haptic feedback, and it says here at the top, release to cancel, and it will take you to the same exact starting point. And for the first 24 hours of publishing a video, you will see a live count for the views and the likes, and the animation just happened. So let me wait for a couple more seconds to show you the animation one more time. So this is how it looks. Not only this, but when you expand the description, you will see a similar animation. So let me try another video like this one, for example, and then tap on more. As you see, it animates to show you the likes and views. And when it comes to the comments, they also animate to show you the top comment, but I don't have an example to show you on the screen. Now let's talk about the description, and here you will see some useful features too. First, the tags are now showing in a pill-shaped design. The description got its own space with more rounded corners. And if the content creator added the chapters and you want to send a specific part of the video to someone, when you tap and hold on the timestamp, it will copy the link with the timestamp already, so when you share it, they can jump right away to this part. Even copying normal links from the video description works with the same tap and hold gesture, which is much easier than before. The social media links also got reformatted, and now you can see the icon of each social media platform next to the link. Also, the chapters section under the video description will automatically sync with the video either while playing or seeking. YouTube also says that now content creators can format the text by adding bold, italics, or strikes, but I couldn't do this on any of my videos just yet. The like and subscribe buttons also got some new animations. Here's how the like looks and also the subscribe. So let me unsubscribe first and then subscribe again. You will get this new glowing animation. And as I mentioned before in one of my episodes, when the content creator says the word subscribe to the channel, this button will glow. Let me show you even more visual tweaks. First, when you try to load a video, you will see this colorful background, which matches your wallpaper colors. And after a very long time, I got the new cold start animation that looks like this when you open YouTube. I also noticed when you play a video from your home feed and then tap on it to continue watching, YouTube will replay the last 2 seconds to avoid missing anything. So let's take a listen.
And hot coffee to test out this. I'm switching from the iPhone 15 Pro. To the new Google Pixel 8 Pro.
The Explore side menu got some new icons, and also when you choose any of the categories, you will get better headers at the top. And while scrolling my home feed, I got this new card saying customize your feed, pick some videos to tell us what you like. And after tapping on get started, it took me to a different page to select at least one video so we can find the best recommendations for you. And once you finish selecting, tap on see recommendations and your home feed will be updated accordingly. And if you decided to turn off your search and watch history on YouTube, your home feed will be blank, showing you this card saying watch history allows us to show you the latest videos tailored to your interest. And it says here leave history off, or you can turn on history, and once you do this, it will do it right away and take you back to the normal view. Now let me end this chapter by talking about a couple of unusual features that you will only find in certain videos. The first one is a new section called Key Concepts under the video description, and it says here the following content was auto-generated by YouTube. So it seems like this video is talking about Chrome OS, Firefox, and Byte. You will also see some dots on the progress bar representing each key concept. So if you want to jump to this spot right away, you can do this. The second one is something called walkthroughs. So when you expand the description of this video and then scroll down a bit, you will see walkthroughs. It's similar to the chapters, but auto-generated by YouTube as well. And when you tap on it, it will show you the timestamps. So you can jump to any walkthrough by doing this. And it seems like the content creator didn't add any chapters to this video, but you still can do it using YouTube generative AI. And you will see the same dots I mentioned before under key concepts appearing on the timeline as well. And finally, I would like to thank Ved Prakash for sending me a lot of the new changes he spotted in Google Apps, which made my life a lot easier. So let's move on to the next one. Next, YouTube Music. And the first change is in the top carousel, and now we have a lot more options. First, you have Feel Good, you have Party, you have Romance, Sad, and finally Sleep. And the second change, when you play any of the auto-generated playlists like the Super Mix for example, now you have the ability to activate the sleep timer by going to the More menu, and you will see sleep timer here at the bottom. You can choose between 5, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, or end of track. And when you go again to the same menu, you will see the time left, and when you tap on it, it will allow you to cancel the timer using this button. Next, Google Photos. And the first change is the ability to backup your locked folder to the cloud. And this is the screen you will get when you access the folder for the first time after getting the new feature. It will ask you if you want to backup or don't backup. And if you want to turn this feature off, you can jump to Library and then Utilities, then access your locked folder. And you will see an icon here at the top right corner that looks like a cloud. Tapping on it will take you to the settings or the backup settings of your locked folder so you can turn it off. or change the Google account if you want. And by the way, if you have the feature on, anything you add to your locked folder from any phone will show up on all devices using the same Google account, which is a nice touch. Plus, if you are migrating from an old phone to a new one, you don't need to worry about moving your locked folder stuff to the new device, because previously it was only saved on the actual device that have them. But now, when you make the transfer, you still can see your locked folder photos and videos. But there is one important thing you need to keep in mind when you move items to your locked folder like this, and then the phone backs up the photos to the cloud. When you try to delete them, it will be deleted permanently instead of moving them to the trash first, so be careful before taking this action. The second change is the new share sheet. So let me show you how it looks. You will first get a thumbnail of the photo you are trying to share. You have some quick shortcuts like create link, send in photos, add to album, and create album. At the top right corner, you have a modify button. Tapping on it will allow you to share even more photos or videos, and it will show all of them in this nice carousel to see everything before sharing. And while scrolling through my memories, I got this one saying here that memories are better with face groups, and it's asking me if I want to continue using face groups or turn off the feature, and based on your choice, you will get a toast notification to confirm. And lastly, in the info pane of any backed up photo, you will see this banner confirming that the photos and videos you back up are kept safe and secure, and you can tap on learn more to see more information. Next, Google Messages. And the first change I only got on my Pixel 3 XL. You will see here I have a camera button at the top on the home page. Tapping on it will allow me to immediately take a photo, and once done, it will ask me which contact I want to send it to. The second change, if you have any unread messages, when you open the conversation, all of them will show under this new unread separator. Also, the voice memo recorder got updated with a new icon, and when you tap on it, it will allow you to either cancel the recording by swiping left or swipe up to lock it, and in this case it will open a separate section for the recorder. You can restart, you can stop the recording or attach once done. Also, when you give this button a single tap, it will take you to this new interface, which is more manageable when compared to the previous one. I also started to see these new banners appearing at the top, suggesting some actions like saving the phone number, for example, and as you see, it got this new bouncy animation that looks really nice. And if the conversation doesn't support replying, you will get this permanent banner at the bottom telling you that can't reply to this short code, instead of getting a toast notification like before. The settings page also got some design tweaks. When you go to the RCS chats, now you see a new SIM card icon next to your phone number and status. And the suggestions page got a complete revamp. Now it looks much cleaner. You can turn the smart replies or the suggested stickers on or off from here. And the rest of the actions have a separate page that you can toggle them on or off as well. Next, Gboard. And when you use assistant voice typing on the Pixel 8 series, now the feature will automatically switch between languages based on your words, and that's why we see this new language tag at the top left corner to let you know which one is currently used. But keep in mind that these languages should be supported by the feature, and if you want to check that under settings, you can go to voice typing and you will see a new toggle here called auto switch language. This works if you have previously set up and used at least 2 assistant voice typing supported languages, but because I don't have that, the toggle is grayed out. The second feature is when you change the skin tone of your emojis, it will be applied to each and every emoji in your keyboard until you change it later for the sake of consistency. Next, Google Maps. And the most exciting change is the addition of the immersive view feature Google announced in the I/O event of last year. So when you search for any place in one of the supported cities like San Francisco or London, you should see it here at the bottom left corner. Tapping on it will first show you how it works, and then the images will start loading. So let's explore and see how it works. First of all, the image quality is impressive, and when you zoom all the way in, you will see details that are impossible to see in normal maps. They also added some effects like the water waves. You might see the birds flying over here. So let's zoom on this area. So you can see the birds flying sometimes. I think you got the idea. Not only this, but the shadows on the buildings are also accurate based on the sun position. If you want to check different time and weather, you can tap on this button at the bottom left corner, and then it will show you a slider. Moving this slider will change everything based on the time. And as you see here, we have a rainbow moving, we have the clouds moving, the shadows are changing. So the attention to details here is more than impressive. Not only this, but you can also choose different days. So on Tuesday, it was raining. So let me show you how the rain is represented here. So this is how it looks while raining. So I think this feature is like mind-blowing, and I hope Google will expand it to more cities in the future. The second change is when you search for a charging station in Google Maps, now you will get much more info. For example, the plug type will show over here, the speed of the charger, how many plugs available, when it closes, and many more. You can also filter the results by the plug type by tapping on this filter at the top, and it will show you all the available options. Last but not least, the search now support more complex queries like what things to do in a specific area, what things to do, let's say in Dubai or whatever, and it will give you some suggestions here with a lot of details to help you pick something interesting. Next, Gmail. And the first change is the thicker search bar at the top. And also, if you have the Help Me Write feature activated, it can now modify a previously written email. So when you tap on the button, you have the option to formalize, elaborate, shorten, or write a draft. So let's tap on any of the options, and it will understand your words and try to give you a different way of writing the email. And lastly, Gmail on the web got a full-size emoji picker with the skin tones, similar to the one we have in Gboard on our phones. Next, Google Play Store. And the first change is the new Auto Archive feature that you can find under Settings, then General, and you will see a toggle over here called Automatically Archive Apps. So what the difference between archiving and uninstalling an app? Archiving means that when your phone runs out of space, it will automatically delete the app files while keeping your personal data as it is, and it will also keep the app showing in your app list and your launcher. So let me show you an example here. This is a screenshot from 9 to 5 Google. When the app is archived, it will still show, but with a cloud icon floating over it, which means that this app is not functional, but your data is still there. When you tap on it, it will re-download the deleted files to allow you to use the app. And that's the main difference between the two. The second change is the new floating bubble that appears when you install an app. It will show you the progress when you navigate between pages, and once done, it will show you an open button. But keep in mind that this bubble only appears within the Play Store app and it doesn't show up on your home screen. But unfortunately, the feature is now gone from my phone, even though I used to have it, but now it doesn't work. So let's see if it's gonna make a comeback soon. Change number 3 is a new section within the app page for the events and offers to let you know if there is anything going on, which is a nice touch. And finally, the Google Play Store dark theme is now darker. Next, Google Assistant. And the first change is the redesigned Read Aloud feature, which is only exclusive to the Pixel 8 models, at least for now. So let me try to read one of the articles over here. And you will see this new floating card replacing the old design. From here, you can do exactly the same thing as before, like translate, jump forward or backward, change the playback speed. You can also minimize the card like this and tap on it again to expand, but this card doesn't move anywhere. But the most exciting thing about this new change is the voice. Now it sounds like a real human reading the article, not a machine, so let's take a listen.
To address this, Google has been working on a new way to archive Android apps. When archived, the core parts of an Android app are removed from your phone, tablet, but your personal data and the app's icon will remain. If an app has been...
So I'm really impressed by this new voice. The only downside here is when you start playing an article and then go home like this, the feature completely stops and you don't get any media controls in the quick settings, but the previous version used to do this just fine. Your only way to play an article in the background is by keeping Google Chrome on the screen and then press the power button, and that's when you will see the media controls. But other than this, it will quit, which is very inconvenient in my opinion. And the last change in Google Assistant is the integration with Keep Notes for creating your notes and lists. So when you go to your Assistant settings and then go to Notes and Lists, you will see here that you have the option to choose Google Keep. instead of using the web-based versions like before. So your data is no longer separated between Google Assistant and Keep Notes, but Google Assistant will now use this app to put everything together, which is much easier. Google app also got some changes, and the biggest one is the redesigned weather app. It looks totally different than before, and it somehow matches iOS and One UI in terms of design. But what I like the most here is the search bar animation. I hope Google will implement this animation in each and every Google app because it looks gorgeous. And when you scroll all the way down, you will see this new precipitation section, which will give you up to 12 hours of forecast. And lastly, the weather notification will now use different icons to match the new design. Next, Google Chrome. And the first change is in the address bar. As you see, it got a complete redesign. You will first see the current website, a carousel with other options, and each other section is now separated completely. But when you compare this to the previous version, you see a totally different design. But there are some other hidden features in this new address bar. The first one is the ability to search for any tab across all your devices signed in with the same Google account. And as an example, I'm gonna search for some tabs I have already open on my PC. And you'll notice here, these tabs have this globe sign next to them. Not only this, but I can also search for links inside my bookmarks. And you can see here, it got me one of the links over here with the favorites icon next to them. And the text correction is a bit smarter than before. So for example, when you type something the wrong way, it will try to match it as close as possible and give you some of the useful results instead of the misspelled word. Under Chrome settings and then privacy and security, you will see something here called privacy guide. When you tap on it, you will be taken through a wizard to change your privacy settings the way you want. And when you tap on let's go, it will first give you some information, like for example, make searches and browsing better. You can turn on the toggle and then it will explain what it does exactly. Then tap on next, history sync, and here's what it does. Then we have the standard or enhanced protection. Then we have the block while using incognito to block the third-party cookies, block all the time, whatever you like. And now the review is complete. Then tap on done and you are good to go. Next, the clock app. And the first change is the addition of the weather info to the city clock. And when you go to the app settings, you have the ability to change the temperature units. And in this case, it will take you to the regional preferences page under the phone settings to change the unit from here. And you can do the same thing for the alarms. So when I expand any of them, now we have a new tech called weather forecast. When you activate this option, once you dismiss your alarm, it will show you a full screen with the weather forecast to let you know the weather conditions before leaving. So let me show you how it looks. We also got the option to sync alarms between the phone and the watch, which you can find under the app settings. Scroll down a bit and you will see alarm sync toggle. Once you turn on the switch, it will pair it automatically to your Pixel Watch. Then you have the option to choose between adaptive ringing or watch and phone. Adaptive ringing means if you are wearing the watch, only the watch will ring. If you are not wearing it, your phone will ring instead. Or you can set both to do the same action if you want. And if the watch is disconnected, like in my case here, you will see a banner at the top of your alarm page saying that your Pixel Watch is disconnected. Alarms will ring on both devices. But once the watch is connected, now the banner is gone. And make sure that you have the latest version of the clock app on your Pixel Watch as well to be able to see this new feature. Now let's talk about the Pixel Watch, and there are a lot of new features added with Wear OS 4.0 that I already talked about in a separate video, but there are even more things to show you in this episode. The first one, if you are running Wear OS 4.0, now you can download the Gmail app on your Pixel Watch. So let's take a look at how it works. It will first show you the folder name at the top. You can scroll through your messages from here, and also any unread message will show a blue dot next to it. When you go to the side menu, you have the ability to switch account or change the folder. Then it will start syncing this folder and give you a tick sign once done. And when you open any message and then scroll down a bit, you will see multiple options like archiving, deleting, favorite, mark as unread, open on phone, reply, or reply all. And when you tap on reply, you will get the same typical options. Also, when you swipe on any of the messages, you will get some extra things to do, like deleting or archiving the message. The Gmail app on Wear OS also comes with its own tile that you can add to your carousel, and it will show you the first 2 messages with a button here if you want to check more. The calendar app is also available for Wear OS, and I have it here, but this one doesn't require Wear OS 4.0. You can get it on the previous version too. It will only show you the upcoming events in the current month, and if you want to check more, you can view on your phone. When it comes to the tiles, it has one as well that will also show you the upcoming event with a button to quickly take you to the app. Now let's talk about the companion app, as it got some new changes as well. The first one is the ability to link your Google account to the Pixel Watch, and this will allow you to do things like transferring your watch from one phone to the other without erasing, and later on you might be able to connect the same watch to multiple phones, but I didn't get this feature just yet. And once you finish linking your account, you will see your profile picture at the top right corner. The only thing you can do from the profile menu is to switch between your Google accounts, but I also found some banners started to show on the homepage, like reminding you to activate the battery saver mode if your battery is low, and sometimes it reminds you to activate the emergency SOS feature and stuff like that. And when it comes to visuals, you will see much bigger toggles now, and also the sliders are updated. So let me go to the watch preferences and then display, for example, and you will see some new changes over here. So it looks a bit nicer than before. Next, the recorder app. And here we got 3 new changes. The first one is the ability to add your recordings to the favorites folder. And once you do this, it will put a tag on the recording and also create a folder that you can see all of them at once. The second change is under the settings, and here you can choose between mono and stereo recording. Lastly, there is a new feature here called detect language. That means when you start talking in any of the supported languages, the phone will automatically transcribe those language for you without the need to switch between them. But keep in mind, if you activated this feature, the speaker labels will be deactivated automatically. Next, the Magnifier app. This is a new standalone app Google created for this purpose, and when you go inside, you will see some handy features. The first thing you can do is to use the flashlight, and then it will show you a slider to increase and decrease the flashlight intensity, which is something I wish we had in the flashlight toggle like any other manufacturer, but it seems like you can only use it for now in the new Magnifier app. Here you have 2 buttons to zoom in and out. You have up to 30x on the Pixel 8 Pro. And when you try to take the shot, you will notice that it will say enhancing image. So it seems like it's doing something with the software to make the image in higher quality. And if you want to save this image to your phone, you can simply tap on this button at the top right corner, which will put it into a separate folder under your library called Magnifier. And once you are done, you can tap on the X. You have here a button also to reset the zoom level. You can switch between cameras. You have more settings here to adjust the filters. You can choose between multiple filters for easier visuals. You have the contrast slider, brightness, and when you go to more settings, you can choose what filters to include and what to exclude. After that, we have here all the saved photos from the Magnifier app, and that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much it for today. Those are all the new changes I wanted to show you in Google Apps, and if you spotted any new feature, please let me know in the comments or reach me out on social media to include in my future episodes. But for now, thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next video.